Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Brews here on Tottenham on Tour with myself, the Kauff, and David. Today we are going to do the Blue Card Special. How stupid is this idea? Tune in now. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour. This is going to be an interesting one. Hopefully, you guys all find it interesting because this has been a debate in football for the last week. The PGMOL are trialling blue cards in the FA Cup and other European competitions throughout Europe. And we're joined by David, who's going to be here with me to ridicule it because it is the most stupid idea on the planet. David, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Yeah, not bad. Woke up a little bit nasally. I think it's the weather changes and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm doing good. Looking forward to actually breaking this down a little and figuring out what the hell's going on with football.
It's madness, isn't it? It's total madness. We've got a few people in the chat this morning to join us for the shenanigans. We've got Shawnee Slater, good to see you, mate. Number one in here, the Guardians of the Pombo. We've got Colin Cross, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Tony Rodriguez, Mr. Sweden, good to see you. Andrew Gregory, good to see you. We've got MZ Hammers, good to see you. Hopefully you've recovered from your battering the other day. We got Sammy is saying, good morning from Sweden. We got Anir Band saying Gallagher saves today for us and perhaps saves Potcher's job. We can get up to this on another Morning Brews, Anir Band, but cheers for the comment. Thank you so much. Give the blue card a red, absolutely. Purple cards. We got MG saying good evening from Aussie, good evening. We've got my lovely Mickey, good to see you, Mickey, in the chat. Lovely Mickey. We got Atavacron Wembley 1 saying morning, guys. Kate Rixham. And we've got Fran. Blue cards, eh? What a stupid idea. We're going to do a summary on blue cards before we get into the extra news that we found out about this. But in the chat, please let us know what you think about blue cards. And I will start a comment and I'll bring them up on the screen and me and David will talk through them. If you like them, if you don't like them, let us know what you think. I will do it. Elmo, good to see you, Elmo, and the Sheriff. In summary, the blue cards is basically football's sin bin. It will be introduced for diving and for dissent towards the referee and the officials. This will include a 10-minute period where that player, if they're shown a blue card, leaves the pitch and has to go off for 10 minutes. And it is... yeah, that's it, basically. That is what the blue card is. Before we get into it, David, what's your thinking of the ruling as a general? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Is it an idiotic idea? Is it the worst idea to ever be conceived in public knowledge? Let us know.
Yeah. Look, this ruling that they're bringing in, it's been used in other sports for years. It's worked in them sports. I can get why their thinking is to bring it towards football, but you got to understand, football is an entirely different type of sport. At the end of the day, you're limiting a team for 10 minutes on the basis of the ref's discretion. Now, sin bins are already used in football in the very, very, very lower leagues.
Yeah.
They're already there. I read up, apparently they're already there. But they're not implemented the way people think they are. They don't get used. And we see it now that when players deserve a yellow card, yeah?
Yeah.
And they don't get one, fans, opposite team, gets riled up by the fact that they haven't received that yellow card.
Yeah.
Because the ref's discretion should be a red card. The ruling states it should be a yellow card. Not red, sorry. Yeah. Should be a yellow card, but they're not giving it. Now imagine taking that there, where the refs don't give that card to an opposition team, but then you put that as a blue card. So they should have had a blue card. They don't get it. Then the opposite team, say, hypothetically, do the exact same thing, get that blue card, and they're down to 10 men. You're allowing a situation that when referees are biased towards teams, when referees are not doing their job properly, to punish the opposite team in a way that could derail an entire season of some teams.
Yeah.
10 minutes of losing a player.
Yeah.
For me, it's mind-boggling that they think adding this into football is a good idea. Now, the concept of punishing players without the yellow card, right, for doing certain things is a good idea. But when you can't even get your standard rulings that have been around since, I think, when red cards and yellow cards were introduced, Mexico, I think it was, weren't it? World Cup.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. 1978, I think it was, weren't it? When they still can't follow the rulings of something that was done back then. This is a huge worry for football because VAR slowed the game down already when they don't want the game to be slowed down. This will further slow the game down. Football is entertainment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the fans that go into the stadium who sit there, spend, well, if you're a Spurs fan, stupid amounts of money to watch a football team.
Yeah.
To then watch a team say, if in 2 minutes a player gets a blue card, for 10 minutes then after that, they're going to be sitting back doing nothing.
Yeah.
There's going to be no entertainment.
And said, didn't he? He said, as soon as they get a team's player sent off, the team's going to put 10 men behind the ball for 10 minutes, which will ruin the game for the spectator until they get their player back. But it gets even worse, David, because we have heard through the grapevine that goalkeepers can get blue cards. If a goalkeeper shows dissent towards the referee, they can send the goalkeeper off for 10 minutes, which should either be rectified with two things. One, you put an outfield player in goal for 10 minutes, a position they're not. A goalkeeper's a totally different position. It's not like a striker going into defence or a midfield going to attack. A striker, an outfield player going in goal for 10 minutes, or you can do a permanent substitution, which would actually mean you would need to do two permanent substitutions because you put a goalkeeper in goal, and then as soon as the goalkeeper's ready to come back on, they would have to substitute that player and bring on another player. So you lose two substitutions because it's baffling. It's baffling. You said, what if the team gets a yellow? What if a player that's not the captain goes up? Why wasn't he given a yellow, ref? That's a yellow card. It's a tactical foul. All right, blue card. You're off the pitch for 10 minutes. Right, for asking a purely simple question.
It's a huge. Yeah, it's a big worry, especially the keeper one. Like if you watch it in other sports, it works because they implemented it many, many years ago, and it can work in some sports. I see someone in the comments mention about hockey.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, it does work in hockey, but it's an entirely different style of sport.
Yeah. That's a sport where the referees don't do nothing.
Yeah, you're in a much smaller arena. You want to call them arenas, you want to call them pitches, you want to call them whatever, yeah, right? They're in a much smaller arena where losing a player in that sense, you're not left open as much as you would be in football. Rugby is more tactical. Rugby, you don't have players that, you know what I mean, with the open spaces that you kind of do in football.
Yeah.
Right? Football have the cards because the cards work. Yellow and reds were implemented. No one liked them at first, but in the end, they made sense and worked.
Yeah.
This blue card would pretty much destroy football in a sense because it's completely different. And when people bring up the other sports, you've got to look at all aspects of it. You've got to look at the situation of the pitch they play on, the way the sport is played, the reason why the sport was designed. You know, football is designed to be entertainment. And this takes away all entertainment. The keeper getting a blue card, going off for 10 minutes, and then the manager sat there with a choice. Yeah. You either sub him and put on your substitution goalkeeper, or You put in a defender in goal or a striker in goal, and it just completely destroys your team. Over what? Over what? That the keeper wanted to save an extra 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
That isn't that the excitement? Isn't that what fans want in the ground? To sit there screaming at a keeper to hurry up.
Yeah.
They want the tactical fouls. They want the wasting of the time because it gives you that entertainment. It gets you riled up in a game. It makes it fun. It makes it entertainment. You take that away, it's going to be like netball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where no one's going to want to do anything. They'll just stand there and go, I'm not doing nothing. I can't even breathe on this pitch because I'm going to get red carded, yellow carded, purple carded, green carded.
Yeah.
You know, it's a worry. It's a worry.
This is a really funny comment from your other half saying, now I understand the game of the weekend. They must have trialled it with Areola. It was a lot more than 10 minutes, MZ. It was a lot more than 10 minutes, that game. These guys should ask for a thing. It works in rugby because you can make temporary changes to a specialist positions like a hooker or a tight end. Also, because the players respect the referee because the referee actually knows what they're doing in rugby, whereas ours are dreadful. We've got a Tavakron Wembley 1, another disagree, guys. 5 skaters, 4. But the thing with hockey is they police themselves, which is why they've got fights. When something goes wrong, they have a fight. They police themselves. That's the thing with hockey. The referee doesn't really get involved unless they really have to.
But not just that, they have big, massive sticks. What the footballers have their feet. The thing is, hockey is a much smaller arena than an entire football pitch.
Yeah,
I know. I get where you're coming from. I understand.
To move about on a hockey pitch as well because of the ice, isn't it? As well.
Yeah, that's it. And your goal, you got to understand in hockey, the goal is tiny. The keeper's majority of the time is bigger than the goal. So the advantages is a lot less than if you're taking a keeper or a player outside of a football pitch where space is a much wider situation and more physical within the sense of the body. On ice hockey, you're on blades, right? So you can move around a bit more freely. I get it's still physical. I'm not dismissing the fact that hockey is not a physical game. It really bloody is. I wouldn't want to go against a hockey player, trust me. But football, the demand on players when you're down to 10 men chasing shadows, hence why, majority of the time, when a team goes down to 10 men, they sit back. They don't carry on attacking. Unless you're Ange and you're down to 9 and an absolute loop, majority of the time, teams are going to sit back and they're going to defend for 10 minutes. It takes away all entertainment.
Yeah,
that's it.
Which is another thing, David. They're making pitches bigger and bigger by the day because, like the UEFA, you no longer have really tiny pitches like Turf Moor or the old White Hart Lane, which was really tiny. You could put 10 men behind the ball. They're making pitches so vast that if you lose a player, you're running so much more. The amount of that you think, oh, it's only a couple of meters. That those extra couple of meters, they rack up for about 90 minutes at the speed that they play. It's madness.
Yeah, and we're just the changes in VAR and the changes in VAR and the changes with the extra time that we get now.
Yeah,
players are having season-long injuries now.
Yeah,
people's ACLs are going at a rate that I don't think we've ever seen. And it's not just 1 or 2 players, it's multiple players out of a team. And you've only got a 25-man squad. That's all you're allowed. You're only allowed 5 substitutions.
Yeah. Philly's saying it's rugby league, not entertaining. No, rugby league is dreadful. Rugby union is really good. So this is my other half's going to find me very impressive now. Rugby league is bollocks. It's bollocks because all the players in rugby league are basically meatheads. They're massive. But the beauty of rugby union is that anyone can play it. Big players play it. Small players play it. This players play it. Everyone can play rugby union. It's a totally inclusive sport. Whereas rugby league is for meatheads. That's what it is. It's for big, bulky meatheads.
Like, I'm Welsh and I do not watch rugby. And it's our national rugby sport. Well, no. I don't watch it. I've played it very, very like school levels, but I learned the game. I played it. You know, this concept of sin bins to rugby, it's completely different because for 10 minutes at a time,
different sport.
Yeah, because 10 minutes at a time, right? If you watch a game of rugby, 10 minutes, majority of the time, they're either doing a scrum or they're tactically moving the ball up the pitch slowly. Yeah, because one team is allowed to keep control of the ball until they lose it. In football, you can't allow one team to control the ball until they decide to lose it. That's not how it works. The games are completely separate from each other. They're played differently. Tactically, on even a microscopic level, you want to look at it. They're completely separate sports. And this is why things like this just won't work. It won't be implemented like people think. We can't even get things right now. You know, the time wasting, the yellow card's there for time wasting. How many times do you see a referee's allowed 6 seconds?
Yeah.
Count every game on the weekend and how long the ref was allowed to hold that ball.
Yeah.
And you'll see that this ruling isn't implemented.
Yeah.
So it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. If they're not going to implement the proper rules that they have stated down, I mean, you can go to the IFAB website and not download the rules. You can buy a book to read the rules on the game with little pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh,
even
I love the pictures. You've got to have the pictures.
Picture book, mate. But the refs don't implement majority of the rules now. And when they do, they're subjective or they're biased.
Yeah.
You can't have that. A rugby ref is not biased. A rugby ref is the lawmaker. He stands in that pitch, and if whatever he says goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not biased with it.
That's why I would hire rugby refs for football. I would hire rugby refs.
Oh, 100%.
If rugby refs came into football, they would police the game properly and they wouldn't deal with shit. They wouldn't deal with it. Rich is saying, my issue with referees have proved incompetent with implementing VAR. Don't you think we should introduce anything else until there's... Don't you think we should... yeah, exactly. We should not introduce anything until they've got the game right. And absolutely correct. Philly's saying, personally, if we go for American traditions in football, then I wouldn't say no to halftime show with cheerleaders. Go and watch Crystal Palace if they've still got they've still got the cheerleaders. They're not good either. They get done by rugby and NFL scores every week. We'll start this one, Christian, if we get to it by the end of the show. Aim is to make the game flow. The laws are already there for time wasting and complaining to the ref. It's not enforced. Exactly. Awesome comparison. Exactly. If Anthony gets a blue card for United, I don't think anyone would notice. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you'd be watching it on a Tuesday, but that's kids rugby. Yeah. My lovely Mickey is saying, best Valentine's gift ever when your football mad boyfriend starts talking rugby. Yep, she loves rugby. MG is saying, heaven forbid, outs will be the final straw. Absolutely. I remember Martin Offia and the Wigan in the 90s rugby league was entertaining. It's rubbish. Audio Artisan, morning chaps, good to see you. After watching the Child Life pass in the Super Bowl, I prefer rugby all day. Yep. Players are going to be played fortunes for hardly playing all these stupid rules. If a player gets a blue card, you can guarantee the team that's down to a player is going to waste so much time. Absolutely. The sky is blue, the grass is green, and refs are gash. That's why blues music exists. Absolutely. I think one blue plus yellow is a red. It's just get rid of the blue. Get rid of it. But yeah, it is a total farce, isn't it? It's a total farce that we even have to discuss this. Getting players, the goalkeepers off for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's an absolute joke. If they want to implement some sort of system where they take a player off an opposing team for an issue, why don't they just keep it with the yellow card? First yellow card, go off the pitch for 5 minutes. Why bring in a brand new card, an entire new system for the rest that can't even do their own laws now to have even more? You know, we could bring it back to make an example here. We could bring it back to the Liverpool game against Tottenham. Yeah. They have a VAR system, a video assistant referee. They see it there, slow down, and they still got it wrong. If you can get something so simplistic wrong because of the words you used, it's not because the system didn't work. It's not because the mistake from a referee or anything like that. The words that came out of the mouth of the people sitting in that room caused an issue now that is still getting talked about now. Not by me, but by other people. If it's that simple to make a mistake, this blue card could relegate teams. It could cause one team to win the Prem when a completely other team who should have been fully deserved. It gives referees a chance to be biased. They're already biased now. We've seen it. Clattenburg came out and said the reason he didn't tell one of his referees when he was in VAR to send off a player because he was already under too much pressure.
Yeah.
But it's the rules of the game.
They protect themselves.
And this is the worry. This is a big
Imagine Tottenham are 10-minute. What's it called? Let's say it's the 85th minute. Tottenham are about to win the league title, and Vicario gets a blue card for 10 minutes, and we don't have a substitute because we've used all 5 subs.
Yeah.
Imagine and then we lose the game, which means we don't win the league.
There we go.
It would be pathetic.
Yeah,
it would be borderline corrupt. It would be borderline corrupt because.
You could say it's corrupt now, though. You could say the league is corrupt in a sense that if you look at that Liverpool game, then you look at the situation afterwards, right? Tottenham have the most, I think it's the 5th most touches in the opponent's box. We've had 1 penalty all season. That it doesn't make sense. But it was ever since after that Liverpool game, referees are unwilling to give us decisions because of that, because they don't want to show bias towards the league, so they become biased in a sense. It's weird.
Yeah,
we've been kicked the hell out of throughout the entire season. Yeah, teams don't get done for it, but we do. A perfect example: Crystal Palace, five players one after another, studs down, back of calves. No, that is a yellow card, if not a red in a sense.
Yeah,
because it's dangerous play. Nothing happened because the rest were biased towards us. You give them a chance to take players off, they can pick and choose. Yeah. They can literally pick and choose which player. Oh, he's doing well for him. He's their main guy. Oh, what did you say? Right, get off the pitch. It's a big worry. It's a huge worry.
Absolutely. Let's read through some of the comments that I've starred throughout the show. Let's see what people think.
Yeah.
Kate is saying, what a stupid idea. What about the muscles of the players? Yep. 10 minutes off the pitch is a long time for your muscles to get really cold. What do? Do you warm up? Is the sin bin big enough for a player to run around in so they can keep their muscles warm? Who knows? It's ridiculous. Blue card decision by overpaid, underworked dreamers trying to justify their futile job productivity levels. Absolutely. That's the way. Mickey is saying, are they going to use VAR to verify blue card rulings? Because that could mean players are off the pitch for 20 minutes rather than 10 at least. Exactly, because VAR takes 10 minutes to work. Correct. The sin bin penalty box works in a much faster sport, such as ice hockey. We've talked about this. It's such a different game. It's such a different game. My issue is with referees are proved incompetent with implementing VAR. We've talked about this one. Christian has a question. How many blue cards can be given at the same time? Remember the Tottenham Chelsea game with the blue card with the 10 minutes are the keepers against each other. Yep.
Yeah. There is actually
game.
Yeah. I've tried looking, but it doesn't state how many players at once can get. I think it'd probably be the same system as red cards. I think you go down to 8 men, that's it. The game gets suspended in it or something like that. So I presume. But the fact that this card is given for such low issues, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know how they would implement this. Can a whole team get blue cards? A whole team get a blue card. 10 minutes, they sit there while the other team just scores.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's 2 blue cards to a red. Blue and yellow card equals a red.
Yeah.
But then how does that work? Is it you get 10 minutes off the pitch, then you get another blue card, so you're 10 minutes off the pitch.
Card.
Yeah.
Get a green card.
Are they just trying to do a rainbow on the pitch? Do you know what I mean? See how many people can get cards to make up colours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so stupid. It is.
And
So
people are like, I
cheeky.
get why people want to justify the blue card from other sports and stuff like that and the sin bin. We're not just talking about a sin bin. In hockey, a player makes a foul or something like that, they get sent to the sin bin. There's no card involved, is there? I don't think. I don't know. I don't watch enough hockey to do that.
Yeah.
But like I said, the arena everything's it's just
I
it's
could
so
ask Brian
frustrating.
Ireland, but he's in bed. He knows hockey because he played hockey.
Right.
Um,
Someone needs to wake him up.
How does the man put it again? If the goalkeeper can't behave within the letter of the law and require a blue card, then they would know their place to learn to behave. Goalkeepers are supposed to talk with the referee because they can't, because they're so far away. It's their idea to shout, to say blah blah blah. It's their job to shout because they don't know, because they're so far away from the game. You've got to talk with the referee to make sure. But what if the referees start becoming really weak and say, "Are we dissented towards me?" What's the category? Is it a loud shout? Is it complaining? That it's subjective towards a referee. A stronger referee will say this is dissent, and the weaker referee say this is dissent. What is the black and white letter of the law for what dissent is?
That's exactly it there as well. I mean, when you look at games as well, if you look at Vicario over the past couple of games and the players that have been barging into him, right? Whether you think it's a foul or not, letter of law states that referee is meant to be protected. We see it over the weekend, referees got protected. Now, if he's getting frustrated with that and the referee's not doing his job that he's meant to do and protecting him within that goal, and he complains about that and gets a blue card, then that's on the referee's fault, not Vicario. Yeah. Vicario's trying to tell the ref, look, you're not doing your job.
You're not allowed to put a player this close to me.
Yeah, well, hold on a minute. That's dissent. Off the pitch for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If the referees can't follow the rules that they are meant to know and learn, and this is the whole point of the referees, then they shouldn't be allowed to dictate who and whatever player goes off the pitch so easily. A red card, you can understand what tackle is a red card.
Yeah.
But you look at Basuma, right? Perfect example. Basuma is the only player to receive a yellow card for a dive outside the penalty area and be sent off.
Yeah.
But we see multiple times other players on yellow cards doing the exact same thing, diving, trying to dictate the game and not receive that second yellow. Biased. The referee was biased towards us that day. Or the ref actually did his job and followed the correct ruling. But he's the only one who's done that in the entire season.
If you get it right once, it's not right, is it? Nick is saying blue cards are just for dissent. No, they're for tactical fouls as well. They're for tactical fouls. And that will not stop tactical fouls because you get two people to do it and you're going to send blue card two people at the same time. What will happen is you have basically an enforcer role in football. There will be someone like Højbjerg who will be told, you're the guy that's getting blue cards.
Yeah. They will.
There are blue cards or anything. Phil P saying, I think you should hide behind an opponent and put in a silly voice and scream swear words at the ref to get the other player a bluey.
Yeah, you could. That's when everything's going on and how fast it is, right? Look at how many players surround the referee. We see it with City, yeah? Haaland, Silva, I think it was Foden, all surrounding the keeper. So do each one of them, for surrounding the keeper, get blue cards? Because you're taking, say you take off the legal amount that you're allowed to take off before obviously the game's abandoned, but they're only off for 10 minutes. So do you abandon the game then? Even though 10 minutes later, they're all back on the pitch.
What about if there is a blue card offence, the offending player has to walk around the edge of the pitch naked with a fourth official in front ringing a bell and chanting, shame! 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 Phil P has been watching Game of Thrones in the last 24 hours. Referees will have sound music. Hello! Hello! Ref! He thinks you're a prick! Yeah. All this make football like NFL, a 60-minute game that goes on for 4 to 5 hours. Exactly. You could distract him with a blue card and pull his pants down behind him. And the bloke with the voice Tottenham Police Academy could become a... Yeah, absolutely. Hello!
Oh, I love that guy as well. He was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, just quickly, obviously, because we're coming to the end of the show now, aren't we? The
Yeah.
other rulings that are coming in as well that I've read up on ITV, apparently they're talking about captain's area. They're going to create captain's area. Basically, I think it's probably going to be using the foam where if the ref needs to talk to a captain, they'll spray a circle. No one else is allowed to enter that circle, hypothetically, and only the captain is. Right? That for me, okay, great ruling. That's fine. Has no impact upon the game.
Yeah.
That's a great ruling. Captains should be the only ones who are allowed to speak to the ref.
Yeah.
That's it. I agree with that. And another one, if there's a mass brawl, like a big fight between teams, cooling off period. One team goes to stand in their penalty box, another team goes to stand in their penalty box. Yeah, just to cool off and stop any more issues. Fine. They don't really impact the game massively.
Yeah.
You know, you calm the players down, they can get back to what they're meant to be doing is football.
Yeah.
Them two little rulings there, fine.
You know the captain's area is going to be sponsored out. The captain's area. Sponsored by Gillette. Or sponsored by Budweiser.
Oh, get Dora the Explorer on the screen explaining it now. Like they did in the NFL. Oh, yes.
The captain's area sponsored by Iron Brew. It'll be something like that. And something along those lines. It'll be something like that.
Have the little Singe motorbike coming across the screen.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And finally, Mia is saying, I definitely approve the name shaming Romero to get the most blues. That's because she wants him paraded around the pitch. James is saying, so if the blue card is for dissent, we should be able to hear the ref. Yeah, are they going to do that as well? Mass brawl equals blue cards everywhere. Absolutely. It's got Snickers sponsor. You can help you when you're hungry. To administer all the Romero blue cards. Right, everyone, that's us for this week's show. We will be back for the morning brews tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. sharp. David, thanks for the show.
Yeah, no, thanks. I love doing this, and it's nice to be able to talk about these things. You know, quick, easy, great show, and it's just our opinions. You know, at the end of the day, we look at this and decide how we feel about it as fans, whether we're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's our opinions, and it's nice to be able to talk to people in the morning to discuss this type of issue within football. Absolutely. And opinions on stuff.
Thank you. Everyone, please remember to like and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. It really helps us. We're on the drive to 8,400 subscribers. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to The Coffee Company, my other channel. That would really help me out a lot. Let's get the coffee company closer to 700 subscribers. It would be great. Thank you all so much for watching. Find us both here tomorrow. And if you smell what the Kauff is brewing, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.